yesterday you broke some news toward the end of the show about Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, really? Like, honest to God, everybody, I'm not surprised. No, I am surprised. Like, you sign with the Raiders and then immediately have surgery. Like, I'm sorry, that was...
Well, they discovered, right, in the physical that he needed the surgery. So did the Niners misdiagnose his foot injury? That's what it's coming to.
You think that's what...
That's what it said in the article, right?
Yeah, they said that Jimmy Garoppolo elected not to because the Niners could have potentially used him in the Super Bowl. So Jimmy elected not to do it because the Niners may have ended up... If they won that game, Jimmy's starting the Super Bowl. Like, think about that. If they won that game, Jimmy Garoppolo is probably your starter. So that's why Jimmy is like that. So it's interesting, right? But it's just another thing with Jimmy, another injury. And now you're thinking of Brian Hoyer or rookie Aiden O'Connell for the Raiders week 1, potentially.
Aiden O'Connell, Purdue.
All right, I just
go Boilers.
I'm gonna roll through, and I know it's the NFL, so I'm sure that anyone could have this. 2016, okay. He hurts the shoulder AC joint with the sprain after playing for a couple of games during the Brady suspension. All right. Then he tears his knee in 2018 for an ACL, and then has the high ankle sprain in 2020, a high ankle sprain again 2 months later in 2020, the leg calf strain in 2021, the hand-thumb fracture in 2021, a hand-thumb torn ligament later on in 2021, another shoulder in 2022, and then in 2022, again, the foot fracture. I mean, this is insane.
You know, I'm just happy. We'll talk to Grant Cohn at 8:30.
No, like the poor guy, like, is just staying hurt.
Well, we're going to talk to Greg Cohn at 8:30. I'm sure he's going to have thoughts about Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm just a little happy that I hear Spinoni laughing. Why is he laughing so hard?
Because he's laughing because he's like, Caleb is coming to me, or Tom
No, I'm
Brady's
laughing because he just said poor Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't think he's ever heard that in his whole life. Like, I'm just being there for a second. But I understand there's some nuances, layers to it when it comes to injuries, stuff like that.
Are we overdoing...
Guys hit the genetic lottery, though, so I'm not feeling too bad for him.
But are we overdoing the Jimmy stays hurt thing? Like, do all quarterbacks stay hurt, or is it really a thing with him?
I think it's really a thing, obviously. He just can't stay healthy. I don't want to call him injury prone, but things happen to Jimmy Garoppolo that doesn't happen to a lot of other quarterbacks. I thought the Kansas City injury was a fluke. He was trying to make a play, trying to cut back.
That I agree.
Boom, that happens. The ankle injury, what are you going to do, man? I don't know, man. I think Jimmy was a good 49er. I'm going to respect Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't hate Jimmy like a lot of other people. We all had a love and hate relationship with Jimmy Garoppolo. It's just unfortunate, but you know what? He got his money. I think when he does play, he'll play hard, but if he can't get back for training camp and he can't build that rapport with Devontae Adams, it will be a long season for the Las Vegas Raiders. I said it the other day, right? But when I was watching the Raider, they had a Raider come out and say, man, I think the Raiders are going to be bad. And Zucci was like, man, why you got to throw a shot at my Raiders at the Summit on Wednesday?
Well, because look at your division. You have Pat Mahomes, okay, so put them to the side. Sean Payton just entered the division. And I don't even think the Broncos are that good, but we all think that Sean Payton knows what he's doing.
Yep.
And who knows what's going to end up happening with the Chargers. They have talent.
Yep.
The coach, I don't know what's going on with the coach.
By the way, speaking of quarterbacks, you hear what Travis Kelce had to say. Somebody on YouTube just tipped me off.
Yeah, I saw it yesterday.
About the third quarterback.
Yeah, and
It's what did he say?
Well, it wasn't because of the Niners that they switched it, but this is. I mean, let's have a hard conversation here. The Niners sounded soft when that whole thing went down.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, like, there's no other way around it. Like, I wanted to tell all of them, guys, huddle up. Don't say anything. You sound like sore losers. Yes, it could be true, and you could feel that way, amongst each other. But when you say it out loud, it smacks of bitterness and sore loser stuff.
I wonder why Travis Kelce. So I'm going to read some quotes here. Travis Kelce expressing his frustration. I think it's absolutely stupid. I don't think this is making the game safe. I think it's making it more boring and taking a lot of excitement out of the game's opening play. This is whack. That's what Kelce had to say about the kickoff stuff, right? And then Jason Kelce agreed. By the way, this is a phenomenal podcast. I love the Kelce Brothers podcast. Travis remarked, they're basically saying if the Niners had a third quarterback, they would have gone to the Super Bowl. And he's not a fan of the third quarterback rule, the emergency third quarterback rule. It does feel like the 49er rule / Brock Purdy rule.
But Detroit was the team that lobbied for this deal.
They did lobby it too, even though Jared Goff played basically every single game last season. There is something to the Niners and the quarterbacks always being hurt. it is something to the Niners and their running backs being hurt. Steiny was alluding to this yesterday, and he's basically saying, why can't they stay healthy? Is it a Shanahan problem? Is it a system problem? Is it the line problem? For some reason, the Niners, whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo or C.J. Beathard or Nick Mullins or Josh Johnson or Brock Purdy or Trey Lance, quarterbacks just haven't been able to stay healthy here.
Don't you think that franchise quarterbacks, for the most part, have a penchant for staying on the field?
Yep.
Now, there are, I'm sure you find, the Tom Brady torn ACL, Joe Burrow tore his ACL, but like part of what makes them great is they are on the field pretty much every single week, right? Isn't that part baked into being a franchise quarterback?
Aaron Rodgers.
What was the UCL injury that Josh Allen had last year?
Oh, in his elbow.
Yes.
The guy didn't even miss a week. The guy got a shot up, put on a brace, and started throwing darts again, although he did slow down a bit.
He did,
But he played in every single game.
Exactly. And if he doesn't suit up, we all agree.
Done.
Yeah, they're finished.
They're done.
I mean, you look at Tua Tagovailoa, who was the kid that was number 19 that was starting for them in a playoff game because Tua stays hurt.
Was it Skylar Thompson?
Yes.
Tua Tagovailoa. I know he was thinking about retirement. He was thinking about retirement.
Can you kind of blame him? He's had a lot of head injuries, man. The head is,
It's not good. Not
No.
good. I am ready for football, man. I am so jacked up for
He
football.
put on a lot of weight, by the way.
Tua?
Yeah, the lower body, it looks a lot thicker. He's listed at 215, but it looks like he's really made an emphasis on trying to make his lower body a lot more stout. And this is, I think, Tua, similar to Jimmy Garoppolo, those tinier pocket quarterbacks, it's tough to stay. Like, everyone goes, Drew Brees. Drew Brees is an outlier. I'm not saying you can't be Drew Brees, but what I'm saying is, do you know how remarkably athletic and good and the anticipation that you have to be Drew Brees to make your money at that size in the pocket?
Yeah.
And if we were going to look at like anything that gives me just hesitation, a little hesitation, long term on someone like Brock Purdy, not for this year, but just overall, it's like he is small.
But that's why you got 3 quarterbacks on the roster. 3 quarterbacks. Yeah, Brock Purdy is very, very small. Very, very small. Heard he was at a golf tournament the other day. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I cannot confirm if he was swinging a club or not.
He was high-fiving everybody. There was videos of it all over. I didn't see a club get swung, but I saw him high-fiving a ton of people.